Good morning, it's the 17th of March. I have taken refuge in my tent after partially packing the bike this morning at about 6 o'clock. It's now pressing up on 6:30. I've nearly finished the coffee I made this morning, making it cold as usual and have been for a few months by now, versus purchasing more fuel and carrying that additional weight. There's so much food on the side of the road. Normally, it hasn't turned out to be the case in Angola, that cooking is really unnecessary, though it is a privilege and I do miss it. And I think when I get to Namibia, I will once again search for some fuel. I no doubt could have found the fuel I needed. I have an alcohol stove, such as methylated spirits. It'll burn isopropyl, it'll burn the alcohol that you drink in, say, a beer, for example. And those products can be found, in my experience, anywhere. It's just that you have to figure out where they're being sold in each individual country, such as a market or a pharmacy, which is easy to check, and I have. So I suspect when I get to Namibia and there's no language barrier, I'll find some alcohol fairly quickly, and I'll start making hot coffee in the morning. In the meantime, a cold coffee in the morning is also not so bad. Yesterday it hit 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 Celsius again. That's the third day of riding in Angola and the third day that the high was 110. Today I will close the gap to Luanda, assuming no complications. Yesterday I did have a third puncture in my rear tire, which I was able to quickly fix with a single plug, fortunately. The mosquitoes were enjoying my legs this morning, especially my ankles, so I zipped the tent and climbed in here after that initial packing that I mentioned. It is nice to have a space to be out of those insects when they're not being friendly. As you can see, the habitat outside of my tent is very much like a savanna. Just prior to arriving to Angola, I had been riding through an open space, which I captured in lots of footage. In Angola, I resumed my ride through a forest. And now the forest trees are beginning to, or in fact, yesterday they departed rapidly. By the way, some of the characters in that forest are trees that I've only seen on a television. When they show up in my cinematic videos, I will certainly identify what they are by that point, and you'll see it on the screen. Well, I better resume packing up this tent and continue down the road. I will be at the coastline momentarily. All I have to do is descend, and I think I'll be back to that space. Angola is proving to be another interesting country, different from the others I've been through so far, and I look forward to what I'll discover as I continue my journey south.